For as you can see, I am going to be doing some voice acting work because of the fact that I am pretty much going to be, like, doing the first portion of the... Well, at least I'm going to read the entire thing of Chapter 1 of what we have so far for Last of the Talgans. Alright? So, here we go. And I also have my voice recorder open so that I can keep it for if it's good and delete it if it's shit. So, but I'm going to keep it in the recording for if I screw up, because I feel like that would make some hilarious because this video exists for bloopers. So yeah, I hope you have fun. Subscribe to the buddies if you enjoy our content. We are, of course, looking and taking some time to think of ideas for content. Alright? So, here we go. Stephen comes from a dying planet called Talga. The life system was destroyed and it resulted the planet from dying from starvation. The parents didn't want Stephen to die as a baby. There was an escape pod that was gonna head to Earth, and there was a note to whoever either finds him or adopts him. Alright, the first one was pretty good, so if there's like some cut stuff going on, that's because I am pausing the recording so that I can check to see if the voice recording is good or not. So that is something that I want you guys to keep in mind. And if I screw up unintentionally, then it's a blooper and we're keeping it in, alright? Here we go. As a halfling of a Diaronan fox and a Palgrinish elf was passing by in an amusement park called Jurassic Funland, he was the first one to see a site that is known as the Talgan Crash Site. There was an escape pod and Stephen was curious on what world he ended up at. Alos takes the note and reads it. And the note reads, "This baby comes from a dying planet called Talga. We didn't want him to die in a planet that is about to be a wasteland in the Milky Way. We suspect that Sartos is responsible for sabotaging our life system. Because we didn't want the Guardians of the Mirrorgate to get their hands dirty, the Paranormal Slayers was able to keep Japan safe because of the fight against the Kuma centuries ago. Due to the sabotage, the Talgans are dying from starvation, and we don't want that for our new baby. If you can either adopt him or find a family for him, that would mean the world to us. From Lyra and Ixika." Alos's first thoughts was his friend he met when the Eternal Rescuers was debuting as a League of Superheroes for Chicago, Illinois. That was a long one, but I feel like that it's probably gonna sound good. He then makes a call to the host of the World's Brawl tournament that he is gonna be late for the tournament for Midgard. On the positive note, they had time for the hover racers to have a contest on the skaters' racetrack. As Alos arrives at Brandon's home, Brandon himself was getting curious from his day shift job. Not getting curious, getting home. Getting f***ing home. I can't. Dude. If you want to see the rest of the bloopers, become a patron for the director's cut tier for $20. Wait. $15 per month. There we go. Much better. And also, the best part about it is that we have a patrons-only chat in the Discord server, so that means that our Patreon is Discord interactive. So, have fun with that for those who wants to be in the Discord server to stay up to date and support the group, and as well as your favorite member of the group.
One eternity later.
He then makes a call to the host of the World's Brawl tournament that he is going to be late for the tournament for Midgard. On the positive note, they had time for the hover racers to have a contest on the skaters' racetrack. As Alos arrives at Brandon's home, Brandon himself was getting home from his day shift job. He was confused on why Alos was at his front door. He then sees Steven in his arms with the note still in his hands. There we go. That is, like, the amount of times that I screwed up. It is not even funny for me. Well, I think it is funny for not just the normal viewers, also to the patrons. If you are watching this either on YouTube or Patreon, whatever the case, if you think it's funny of me screwing up, I will definitely throw it in my funny moments for 2024, because I feel like that I think it's gonna make a good funny moment for the video. So yeah. Excuse me. Anyways, we have one more paragraph that I am going to read, and then I should be able to wrap it up, find some images, what I think would fit. So, yeah. And of course, like, there's also going to be images, like, describing, like, what is going to happen throughout the story, and then the last of the Talgans is going to be in a work in progress. And of course, we did post a little teaser in the socials, so I hope that gets you excited for Last of the Talgans. We didn't want to say exactly what the teaser was for, which was a smart decision. So yeah, here we go. Brandon then takes the note and takes time to read it. He then thanks Alos about the consideration about the fact that Brandon was wanting to start. Alright. Oh shit, I wasn't ready. World's Brawl. Okay. That actually sounds... My voice somehow sounds very soothing. Like, I'm gonna look at the audio and then see, like, what it's like in final execution. Alright? Here we go. Brandon then takes the note and takes time to read it. He then thanks Alos about the consideration about the fact that Brandon was wanting to eventually start a family with his wife, Erica. They then head to the house to have a conversation about Steven. I said it wrong. I said Steven's name wrong, and I feel sorry for the character. Brandon. I said Dude, I'm just laughing at myself for f***ing up so hard right now. Brandon then takes the note and takes time to read it, which is the same one that Alos was holding, and read himself. He then thanks Alos about the consideration about the fact that Brandon was wanting to eventually start a family with his wife Erica. They then head to the house to have a conversation about Steven and was willing to adopt him. Alos was happy for Steven because he felt bad for the Talgans with the knowledge of what context the note gave. He then leaves to the World's Brawl tournament and lets the Maya's family enjoy the cherishing start of the family. Especially the fact that they are adopting an alien. Alright, so final execution on how I think I went down. I honestly think that I did a good job on, both, how it's written so far, as well as how I narrarized it. So, yeah, I think we're on a pretty good intro for Chapter 1 for Last of the Talgans, and to be 100% honest, I do not know how many chapters I want to do yet, so this is going to take at most 2 months to figure out. So my plan for this month is that I'm going to try to get as much Last of the Talgans content ready to go as possible. Probably at most, 9 or 10 chapters. And I honestly think that it is going to be a banger of a science fiction story. So yeah. And you want to know what this means to the Fantasy Spiritual Darkness fans? Writing of the science fiction era has begun.